Oh, right. Are we ready to go?
Yeah, you go start whenever.
Okay. All right. Let's do that. Hi, everyone. It's Tim here from That Game Company, and I'm here with Rachel from the Ocean Cleanup today, and we are fielding your questions about the Days of Nature and the impact that your amazing donation is going to make. She's going to be talking with us about the impact of those donations and how that money is going to be put to use and the story of Ocean Cleanup. So I want to lead by saying, thank you again to everybody for the ways that you supported the event and the project, from buying the capes and playing the quests and engaging with the nature-themed prompts and talking about your love for the ocean and ocean animals, and even doing this incredible fan art.
To everyone who donated, I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of the entire team, with a big, sincere thank you. Thank you so much.
So through the sales of the event, we raised over $520,000, which is going over to the Ocean Cleanup.
The first question we have is from that Sky Fox, asking what the donation is going to go to. So the Ocean Cleanup is a nonprofit, and everything that is donated to us goes directly into our mission. And your amazing donation is going to go into our next trip back to the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. We're redeveloping System 2, that's our ocean system, and we're going to deploy it this summer. After about 18 months of redevelopment, we were there in 2019 with System 1B. And with that system, we learned a lot about the technology, and we've spent a lot of time testing. And now we're going to go back out there and try to get a lot more plastic and learn more about the technology too. There are 5 main ocean gyres in our oceans. And these are where the currents converge, just create these big vortices. And the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is one located halfway between Hawaii and California. And in these gyres is where a lot of plastic collects, especially the buoyant plastic, the harder plastics, and they persist, and then they just get stuck out there and they can't escape. And so that's why they're called garbage patches. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is the biggest one of all 5, and that is where we've chosen to start. We figured we'd start big and then work our way down. That's where we're going to deploy our technology.
So the next question we have is from community member Noob Mode, and they ask, how much plastic have you caught so far through the cleanup?
For many years, we've been doing a lot of testing and research into the problem, because we believe that to solve a problem, you have to first understand it. So we've spent a lot of time leading up to deploying these ocean systems in our river interceptors. So we just recently announced that to date, we have collected just over 1 million pounds, which I think is about 460,000 kilograms. Yes, about 460,000 kilograms. Oh, so should we go to the next one? I'm so glad I get to say that one. So our next question is from Butter Hoarder, and I really like this question. It says, how can our inaction on ocean cleanup affect nature and us if we don't act on it? And I think when it comes to plastic in our oceans and in our waters, it affects everyone. The plastic is contaminated, it ruins waters, it breaks down into these small microplastics, and fish ingest it, and it works its way into the food chain, a food chain that involves us. We are even eating plastic when we're eating fish or even drinking water. And so the longer this plastic is in the ocean, the longer it's there to break down. It's permeating our lives, I think, figuratively and literally. And so inaction, if we leave it there, it's just going to get worse. And that's kind of another reason we chose to clean up the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, because it's in between Hawaii and California. It's in international waters. It's no man's land. So no one had taken it on themselves to try to clean it. And so we thought we should clean this up. It's a very simple idea, not as easy to accomplish, but just as important. What's important to realize is that there's not just one solution. This is such a multifaceted problem. So it needs to be approached from a lot of angles. The plastic out there is going to keep polluting. And again, like, if nobody does anything, it's just going to get worse. So that we do need more action upstream throughout the process. It just, right now, the plastic is still there and it needs to be cleaned up. So this is what we've chosen to approach it from. But we applaud and encourage all the other efforts along the chain. The longer we wait, the worse it's going to get. And I don't think we have that time. These animals don't have that time. Our next question comes from Nightzel, and they ask, what do we do with the plastic? Where do we place it? Is it recycled? And that's also a really good question. I think all the questions are great, of course. One of the ideas since we started was try to find a way to make cleanup sustainable. We wanted to help the cleanup pay for itself. And we knew that once we started getting this plastic, we needed to do something with it. So we thought we could try to turn it into something. And we made, I'm going to show you, the Ocean Cleanup sunglasses, which are pretty cool. The frames are made with plastic that we removed from the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Everywhere we could use recycled materials, we could, except for the lenses because they're polarized. And so for a lot of technical reasons, they could not do that. But the hinges, the little metal plate, with every pair of sunglasses we sell, that enables the cleanup of 24 football fields worth of ocean in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And our goal is that once we have sold all of these, it enables the cleanup of 500,000 football fields. And in turn, the plastic that we went out and caught initially, we made into a product, and then that helped fund the next cleanup. And then we would like to keep doing that. So let the plastic clean up more plastic.
The next question's from Nightzel as well, and they ask, how many ocean cleanup staff are involved in the team and the missions?
Currently, the Ocean Cleanup team is made up of about 100 people, and we're made up of engineers, scientists, computational modelers, lawyers, finance people, communications professionals. It's a lot of people. It's a pretty small team in the grand scheme of things, especially when you think we're trying to solve a global problem. But it's a nice ecosystem. I think kind of like, the oceans we're trying to help clean. We each symbiotically work together, all working towards this mission. We usually send out engineers, we send out researchers, we send out marine biologists. So all of them working in each very specific goals when we go out there. So it's not just getting out the plastic, but it's also, we send people to help study and collect data and samples to understand the Great Pacific Garbage Patch or how our system interacts with the environment. So it's a lot of projects, a lot of, little sections that work towards the whole mission.
I have a kind of follow-up question for that, actually. If our players, are passionate about the environment and these sorts of projects, what should they do in school? What should they study to be a meaningful part of these sorts of projects?
Oh man, I mean, I don't even know if it's that there's one thing they could do. I think they can use then this might sound a little cheesy, but use their own strengths and apply it towards the cause, because I would have never thought that I would work somewhere at the Ocean Cleanup. I went to school for communications, and I love storytelling, and I am passionate about, helping to make the world a better place. And I've been able to use my skills, which are writing and PR, and apply that to the mission. So I would say, follow whatever you feel most comfortable doing and use that towards making, doing good. And I think you can do that at the Ocean Cleanup. Again, we have people who have studied, science, marine biology, engineers, people that study certain motion wave stuff. It's a lot of technical things too that I'm not explaining very well, but people who work in finance and lawyers. So it really is a broad spectrum, and it's just everyone using their strengths and applying it towards a mission. And again, on behalf of the whole team, thank you all for choosing the Ocean Cleanup as the nonprofit that you wanted to, as your charity of choice. And then everyone who, donated in their own ways. It's big thanks.
To summarize, there's a lot of work still ahead of us. But for now, I would just like to say that I'm extremely proud of the team and all our supporters for making an impossible dream possible, and for sticking at it for all these years. So, thank you very much.